So yeah, we got the base built on Monday. Tuesday, rain all day. Wednesday, rain all day. So now it's Thursday, and here we are. Just a kind of cloudy day. It's not too bad. It's a lot colder than it was on Monday, but after carrying all the plywood back, it's kind of gotten rid of that cold problem. You could probably just lay the cardboard next to the pallet, and then we have twice as much space to lay out the pieces.
I'll bring more cardboard out then. So I was thinking, there's lots of little pieces in that box.
Yeah, I know, there's lots of little pieces. So I was hoping to carry the whole box back here, but yeah, I need to build like a garden cart or a shop cart or something. Is that the whole shed pack weighs 200 plus pounds, so not exactly very plus it's whatever the size of that pallet is, 4 feet long and foot and a half wide, 3 feet long, foot and a half wide, something like that. So it's a very awkward 200 pounds for two people to carry. Plus then we would have had to like tilt the whole thing to get through the gate, because it's just like a little person gate on the side of the fence. So that's another project that I want a full freaking size gate, so I could actually like bring my trailer and park it behind the fence if I wanted to. But yeah, so Thursday we're gonna screw down the decking and at least get started on the shed. Hopefully we'll get it finished today. We'll see. It's back to work. Alrighty, well, the base is done. Now we have a place to build our shed. So we got the instructions out. We got our bag of goodies here. Lots of screws and washers. Yeah, fun stuff. So, yeah, this is definitely a pretty in-depth project going on. Technically it's only day 2. It feels like a week. It's almost been a week. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this thing finished tonight. If not, maybe I'm not even gonna say it. Don't want to jinx that. So here's something I found out. So all the little plastic washers used to assemble this thing, they come together in these 5 by 10 rows all together. And they don't really tear apart easily. They're kind of gummy. So yeah, I think if I'd known ahead of time, I would have done this like the night before or one of the 2 days I was waiting for it to be dry. Yeah, kind of, but not really the same. The ones that we have are harder plastic for like motorcycle body panels. But so yeah. So if you're jumping into assembling one of these things, it might be one of those things to do the night before. That way you're not wasting any dry time that you may be working in. Just a tip. Huh. Let me help you out there. You got a little something. You got a little, yeah, a little something right there on your face. So yeah, as the Pacific Northwest gods would have it, of course, we've gotten a little bit of precipitation at the moment.
Here's your ice pick.
Thank you. It's actually an awl.
Ice pick. Oh, same thing.
Okay, so I'm beginning to put the base of the assembly together, and part of it is you got to fit two pieces together. You know, the side pieces, the back piece. There's a point where they overlap and bolt together. If you fiddle around with them, you'll find a point where two of them, where the overlap fits best. Right? Because it's got to go around this ridge right here and this ridge. There's always one point that fits a little bit better than everything else. So that's what I do. I kind of fiddle around and flip them back and forth until I find the two that just fit just right. Oh, next is going to be
The tracks?
Yeah, front floor frame and ramp. It's 9367 and 8934. So two of the 9367s.
Where's the number?
It's stamped. It's usually on top.
9 seconds.
And then one of the 8934. So a couple of tools that really come in handy with these are an awl, because of the mine's a little bent to the side. That's yeah, that happens.
What does it look like?
Looks like that. It's symmetrical, front and back, same kind of wide. It might be over in the left pile over there. Yeah, and all I use this to line up the bolt holes between different channels, and then a clutch to drill is really comes in handy, because then you can get all the fasteners the same tightness. Huh?
Here you go.
It was trying to bite her. It really was. Oh, okay. What's that? Is that tip number 2 or tip number 3? I don't know.
Make sure your wife is in good standing with you before you decide to have her help find balls.
Fill her full of beer first, or tacos.
Ooh, tacos.
Tacos help. Okay, so we're putting together these wall channels. A wall. It'll be the greatest wall. Bestest. We build the bestest walls. Nobody builds walls like us. So yeah, it's definitely pays to look at the directions, because it'll say your overlap length. Well, it says, you know, align 5 holes, and you're like, Jesus, this thing has like 900 holes in it. It really comes down to this overlap length. So you look at your overlap length and just set that with your tape measure, and that'll get your holes lined up pretty easily, you know?
Yeah, tighten that one.
So, ran into an interesting little problem here. So down right there. So you got the point where you have, you have two bolts coming in at, right angle to each other. So getting the 9mm socket on there to tighten up the nut doesn't work. But again, it's a 9mm. So while I have a couple, like 2 9mm sockets, I had no 9mm open ends. And yeah, luckily I have a fairly obscure 11/32 size wrench open end. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna run out and buy a 9mm open end wrench now, because I don't plan on ever doing this again, and I don't know when I'll ever run into a 9mm fastener again, or a 9mm nut. It's definitely one of those interesting little tidbits. Yeah.
Fucking rain.
There are downsides to living in Oregon. Pooh. I'll give it a minute. Maybe it'll pass. Could happen. It does happen. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Makeup. Well, it is Friday. Right now, at the moment, Bob is on our side. He showed up today. You're doing an absolutely wonderful job there, Bob. Keep up the good work.
Suddenly, random rainstorm appears. Good job, Adam.
I blame you. You invoked the word. Not I. Yeah, this is where all the fun stuff happens. So let's get that going. Oh boy, so we made progress. It's starting to look like something. The thing about Southern Oregon is it's very kooky. It's Pacific Northwest, but it's so close to California. We get a lot of, encroaching weather from down there. It seriously can go from SoCal to Seattle in like one beer. 10 minutes ago it was, dark and kind of chilly in the air, and now it's super bright and and we're cooking. So
None of y'all are living in it. Just remember that.
So yeah, we're putting on these sides here. then I noticed when putting these together, it's very easy to get this corner piece backwards, like flipped around. You can put this end under here, and then it definitely won't line up like that. And then the back piece here, I first tried screwing it into this hole right here, and we actually have to go up a hole. So at here, we're like, why is there 4 inches too much at the end down here? And it's, okay, and then of course this kind of curves up, so we had to make sure that part is on top of this part. For the sides, it's a little finicky, but it's getting there. It's getting somewhere. So yeah, we may actually get this done today. Crazy.
Stop talking. Sorry.
Well, it's actually starting to look like a building now. We have like 3¼ walls.
We're still married. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it definitely proved a little bit of a challenge because the like back right corner there, I don't know if it was just
I think I got stepped on it.
it sank from the 2 days of rain or what, but it turned out to be like 3 inches lower in that corner than when I originally set up the deck, and that eschewed that whole. Hear that thunder? Oh my goodness.
Okay, now you can finish talking.
But yeah, it definitely threw everything askew, and we were having the hardest time lining up all the panels, and then Rebecca's like, throw a level on it, and I'm like, I know it's level. No. We threw a level on it, and yeah, it was off. So we threw some 2x4s under the block back there. It's not a permanent fix, but it'll get us by until we come up with a more permanent fix. We'll probably dig out underneath of it and then throw a bag of concrete under it or something. But it'll get us by for now. This thing will probably kind of sink and shift and wiggle over the course of, the spring rains anyways. So we'll check it again in like a month and see how off it looks.
After I put all my stuff in it, you probably should check.
After we put all the stuff in it, it ain't going nowhere. It's gonna stay however it is.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, yeah. Onto the roof. I think that's what's next.
Yeah. No, it's talking about door. Did it say door jam?
Door jams and then roof.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so many fiddly bits. Turning the little tiny freaking, putting the little tiny nuts on the like 1mm screws or, oh man, that's a pain in the ass. Oh, we're getting there. Slowly.
I left the instructions out. Oops. Okay.
Welcome to Saturday. And as good old Oregon is, it is now in Seattle mode.
Fucking rain.
Yeah. And yeah, I just want to, at this point, kind of get it done. Oh, okay. Well, he's done. It's actually a lot bigger than I was, in my mind for some reason I was thinking it'd be a lot smaller than this. It's actually 80 square feet. That's a fair bit of space. And oof, man, has this thing been a workout? Especially the roof. The roof has been probably the hardest part of it. Hanging off of a ladder, getting into the last couple of panels, you gotta reach over there quite a bit. I sustained a pretty good. Yeah, at least it stopped bleeding. Definitely say that there's blood and sweat and a nice little spray down the side. But it's in. It's all together. Now I gotta work on some of the upgrades. Like, I'm not really fond of, the plastic lock, latch. So that's gonna get replaced either with a milled aluminum piece or just steel pieces. I might just take some steel angle brackets and then weld some studs so that it can get screwed in from the inside. At least that'll be a little bit better than just the plastic piece right there. Yeah, looks pretty good. But for now, we're gonna call it a day, because at least it stopped raining on us. So yeah, it's quite a doozy. Yeah, we think we're probably gonna silicone the ever-living crap out of every seam in this thing. That may be an option. Silicone the whole thing and then seal it in a couple layers of paint. That might work. We'll see. So, yeah. If you like what you saw here today, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Of course, don't forget about the notification bell. I can never forget about the notification bell. So, leave me a comment. Tell me all the things I did wrong, because I feel like I did a lot of things wrong. Especially with all of the cuts and slices and jabs, and I drilled a screw into one of my fingers, and at least I had safety glasses on for most of it. Until next time, stay safe, have fun, talk to y'all later. Peace.